Alright, we're going to try to give this game one more go. I played the Bard for a little bit earlier. I actually played the Bard for like 3 or 4 hours today, and I didn't really like it. I like the spell animations locked you into place, and once you go into healing, flip over to the healing spec, you can't use action. You can't use mouse look, so you're basically at that point playing like World of Warcraft, where you have to right-click on the screen to rotate, and that's just the way they have it set up, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know why they don't let you, like, I don't know. There's got to be a better, but like basically in Terra, like when they had healers, you could use mouse look, and you would just target your heals towards the ground, or you could lock on, meaning you would tab, and it would tab to the target, and I think click your skill, and it would lock on. I would have preferred to see them do a healing system a lot more like that than what they did, which is basically when you're doing your damage with your Bard, you're using action combat mode, and when you're healing, you're forced into like a tab targeting type of combat system. So, and then I created a spell sword, and it was okay. I didn't really like the spell sword was like so. So I went ahead and created a berserker here, and I played her for all of about 2 minutes, and I was like, I didn't really like that, so I'm gonna give this game one more try, I think maybe, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try the Spearmaster. And I'm really bummed because I just cannot seem to find an MMO these days that can keep my attention. Really, they're just not. I mean, this game so far the combat's just pretty lackluster. It's very basic. The enemy AI is really weak. You don't really have combos, but I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm going to be skipping through all the cutscenes and everything. Like all of the quests, there's a ton of quest text, but all the dialogue is in Chinese still. So the text is English, but the dialogue is, and it's really annoying. So. And we're just gonna fly through the this as fast as we can. So the Spearmaster feels okay. One thing that's annoying is that you can zoom your camera in, but when you interact with something, it like zooms it out automatically for you. So you're constantly having to zoom your if you like your camera more zoomed in, you're constantly having to zoom it in like all the time. It's actually quite annoying. So look, I'll zoom it in. We'll see what happens if I go in here. Talk to this person. Okay, still zoomed in, right? Talk to them again. And now look, now the camera has zoomed out again. So it just constantly does that. I don't like. I'm gonna let this cutscene play a little bit while I pour my soda.
近并感应剑心碎片。按 F 键感应剑心碎片。
主人已逝，为何在此？这场大梦何时能醒？
伏龙诀是近战技能，要靠近目标才能攻击。点击鼠仓龙破是特殊技能，消耗怒气施展，对前方方形造成较高伤害。
也能看见这些幻象。先把身后再说，先除去这些秦岭陶弄的幻象，让我打在你身上。
Why is it F2?
终于又有人来到这里。你看，对勇者而言，这些都
Big
是
sneeze.
30年前的事了。
F2. Keybinds in this game are really
一
kind
周
of
天五行
weird.
相合，彼此共鸣之下，那些留存于剑中的回忆，才会以幻象的形式一一浮现。想看看这场梦魇的结局吗？随我来吧。
Let me do a control keybind, which is kind of cool.很好，那么，去吧，去将我唤醒。
取到剑心碎片了吗？
现在进入了载具状态，获得了载具专有技能。根据准星提示，按 Q 键攻击目标吧。拖动鼠标可以调整镜头。
我来控制腾云驾雾7号，你用这门落火龙鳞炮拦住底下的妖怪大军。听闻太华秘境中囚禁了大妖黄羽，所以那些妖子妖孙们经常进犯袭扰，妄图救人。其实也习不起什么风浪，但这次竟连修炼邪气的异种大妖都出现了。这种妖物世所罕见，怎么会出现在太华山？眼前这路妖怪还只是小股仙风，目的是破坏剑尊，开启秘境封印。你先去剑尊下除掉那满身邪气的怪物， 带我去会会他们的头。南薰真人，你
重复，请往村庄找墨者弟子报道。学会了轻功疾跑，双击 W 键就可以进入疾跑状态啦。
These are passives.
右键点击装备图标，就穿上新装备啦。
敢问海长老，你老朽看。敢问海长老，这法阵为何如此邪门？
It's kind of hard to see what you're doing. Okay, I'm not sure what. Trying to see what the combos might be. Actually, so far I like the spell sword better. So far, but it's just because I think the spell sword's abilities are a little bit easier to see what the spell sword's doing. I'm not really sure what causes that kind of combo that I just did there. I'm not really sure what's going on there. No, it has to do with this. Dragon Tooth variant becomes Northern Lights. Flaming Spear effect. Dragon Cleaver variant becomes. Okay, so what happens is when I hit this ability, these skills then turn into different skills, and that's why they're behaving differently. Not really. Don't really like that. Morphing one skill into a different skill based on a skill that you hit is kind of silly, to be honest.
不错，
还有，那些生物针藏在草丛中，必会和周围环境浑然一体。你可要好好找。
滨海部众人听。风采尔曾说，若爆破岩甲再不奏效，也可请动又效又家传的无名之剑，将法阵平。
来，
A lot of clicking. It's going to be bad for my carpal tunnel. All of this is basically just the beginning story, and it's a lot of text to read through. Basically, there's one guy who kind of goes evil and he gets this corrupted sword, and he becomes a bad guy, and you have to somehow get the sword away from him,
小朋友，
and basically prevent him from being a bad guy. Level 4.
那把剑上。
We're just flying through as fast as we can. We can get past this whole Star Quest stuff that's kind of really boring once you've done it once already. Bad guy, bad sword. Yeah, it's too bad. I will say that I enjoyed Alien 10 times better than I've enjoyed this game so far. And this game has more of a traditional story and a traditional quest system, but the combat is so lackluster, and it's very spammy. You're just clicking a lot of keys. It's a lot of clicking. I prefer a little bit more like strategic combat, like using skills with some cooldowns, but I don't want to just be click, 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 click when I'm attacking, when I'm playing an MMO. I don't like constantly clicking all the time. It just gets my hands sore, to be honest. All right, so we're gonna try the Berserker and see how she feels. It is a pretty, this particular cutscene is pretty cool. Whoops.
F 键可以与附近的人。
此次秦陵门会重开。
头顶有委托标记的物品是当前委托需要交互的目标，按 F 键可以与附近的机关交互。
Oh, I don't think I made this girl short, did I? No, she's short.
靠近明星见信灯，和它交互，按 F 键将建议注入明星见信灯。拖动鼠标可以调整镜头。
上次秦陵。
靠近。
仙家无寒暑，真人风采如昔。
靠近并感应剑心碎片，按 F 键感应剑心碎片。
Hey Tombo, this is Swords of Legends Online, but it's Swords of Legends Online beta, but I played it for about 4 or 5 hours today, and I can tell you that it's not very good. Sadly, it is just, the combat's kind of plain Jane, and the story. I mean, there's a lot of dialogue and cutscenes, but a lot of the dialogue it's all Chinese still, but the text is English, so it's kind of annoying. If the dialogue was English, it'd be a lot better. Hopefully they'll change the audio later.
惊风刃是近战技能，要靠近目标才能攻击。点击鼠标左键，使用惊风刃攻击目标。卷云斩是特殊技能，可以造成更高伤害。
让我瞧瞧你的身手。
Yeah, I was just saying I played the Alien beta a couple weeks ago, and now this is the Swords of Legends Online beta. I actually thought I would like this game more than Alien, but I don't. I like Alien a lot better. Now, Alien has really poor questing. This has more standardized kind of questing, but it's just the combat is just kind of boring. But I'm gonna try to get one of these characters a little bit higher level and see. Maybe I'll enjoy these when they get up a little bit higher in level. But I actually have pretty bad carpal tunnel in my right hand, and I've got tendonitis. I've got tendonitis in my right elbow, tendonitis in my right shoulder, carpal tunnel issues in my hand from years of playing tennis, years of playing guitar, and years of computer usage. So I don't really like to play MMOs. God, she's constantly. Does she ever stop talking? I'm gonna turn the voice off entirely. Anyways, yeah, so having an MMO where you're clicking like nonstop just is not good for my arm. One of those one-handed gamepads. Well, it's not bad. Like when I play something like WoW, it doesn't. I play World of Warcraft. I don't really have any issues really because WoW is more of a slower-paced kind of combat. And I do a lot of exercises. I do a lot of stretching, but like I play guitar too, so it's like, and I have some sleeves that I wear on my forearm that help. And I also have a tennis elbow strap for my elbow as well. So I have ways to kind of alleviate the pain, or even if I just take a week off from the computer, a lot of times that pretty much helps. But if I play an MMO where it's just click, 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 click nonstop, yeah, that just does not work. And that's what this is. This game, you're constantly like click, click, click. You're clicking a lot, and it's not really good. Like in Terra, you didn't really do that. A good combat system, in my opinion, is like really in my mind, Terra had the best combat system because you weren't clicking, you weren't spamming. You had individual skills that would chain into other skills. So you would click, maybe half a second, click. There was a lot of time in between your abilities, and you had to use them skillfully, and you had to use them patiently. So the rotations weren't always the same. It looks like the game might have crashed, which I played for about 4 hours earlier, and it didn't crash once. So. Oh, no, it did. It did crash once. So. God, I thought I did this quest in this character already, but I guess not. Stupid vehicle quests. Yeah, it's just so sad that there's no good MMOs, It's just, it really bums me out, because it's the games I like to play the most, and I have a hard time, like, I was playing a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn earlier, but it's a single-player game, and it's fun, but I can only play it for, like, a day or two, and then I have that, I have that itch, right, where I want to play with other players, where I want to play dungeons and do stuff, co-op, so... Where'd all my skills go? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Different character. I'm such an idiot. I keep switching characters so fast. We'll see what this skill does. Attacks target in front of you and deals 2 levels of damage. Okay, let's try it. Being kind of a sliding, weird attack. Sosa. Hey, what's up, Sosa? Yeah, I know. It's like I always have to go back to WoW because it's the only game that's really, it's good. It's just the only problem with WoW is I'm playing classic Burning Crusade. I'm playing classic Vanilla WoW. I've already played that before. I'm playing a game that came out in 2004, you know? You had nothing to say. If you ask me that question, name two good MMOs that came out in the last 10 years. What is this, 2021? So I would say I could answer that question. Terra and I believe Guild Wars 2 both came out within the past 10 years. And Terra was one of the best MMOs when it first came out. Like the first couple months it was out, it was fantastic. It was so good because it was challenging. Like even the first dungeons you went into, people would wipe. You know, you had to learn the BAM animations. You know, the BAMs hit hard. Even just like regular like trash mob packs and some of the dungeons you would go into would wipe the group. Or there's one character that had like a belly flop maneuver where he jumped up in the air and he would like belly flop and kill you. I think WildStar was what year was WildStar? Was it 2010? WildStar. The problem with WildStar, I played all the betas, the closed betas, the open betas, and my problem with WildStar was that it was trying to be too many things to too many people. They were trying to please too many in the community, and so the combat system when it came out was way too buggy. It was kind of like a mix of tab targeting and action combat, and it was good. I liked WildStar, but it just had a lot of bugs, especially in the combat system. It was really glitchy, and I played it for a few months and kind of gave up on it. It was just it wasn't ready. They tried too hard, and I knew it was going to happen because I played all the closed betas, and the issues were all in the closed betas. And I kept telling them, I go, stop trying to please everybody. Figure out what you want this game to be and make it. You know, and they kept constantly talking to the community and constantly making changes based on what people in the community were saying, and it was just not a good idea. But yeah, to me, Terra was really, really good. The problem with Terra is it didn't have enough PvE content. And then, of course, Guild Wars 2 was good, but it just, the combat's too non-impactful, and the PvP had no gear that was actually stat-based. It was just cosmetic, which was a really stupid idea. And the dungeons in Guild Wars 2, in my opinion, were just terrible. But if you would have said if he would have said name two good MMOs that came out in the past 8 years, I would have been able to say nothing, because none have come out in the past 8 years, like none. And the problem is the millennials or the people that are playing these MMOs today, they have for some reason affected how game companies are making these games. They're making them where they're more solo based, they're not community based. They're making them where the content's just like Care Bear, like way too easy. I mean, every new MMO that comes out, it's so easy. There's no challenge. There's absolutely no challenge. I mean, has my health dropped below 50%? I've played this game today for about 5 hours, right? I've played 4 different classes. I don't think my health has dropped below 50% in 5 hours. That's not right. My health should drop below 50% in the first 10 minutes of playing the game. Like, it's just, there's no challenge. It's ridiculous. How can you have fun if there's no challenge? You know? Yeah. Well, what's a good business move? So to cater to, no, it wasn't a good business move. Where's WildStar? WildStar's not around anymore because they tried to be too many things to too many people. And by the time they started to really figure out what they wanted to do, it was too late. People left. You cannot make an MMO that has glitches, that has bugs. It has to be solid. It has to be polished. There's been very few MMOs that have come out that are polished, highly polished, focused games, focused on a specific niche. It's either going to be a solid PvP game or a solid PvP game, or it could be a solid PvP game that is solid in PvE. That's hard to do. Very difficult. But you should focus on a specific type of category, right? And most games don't do that anymore. Most games are trying to cater to everybody, you know? You know, it's just... Oh, yeah, well, Fortnite was profitable because of just because it's fun. I mean, it's a fun game. The building tools in Fortnite are really fun. I played Fortnite before they came out with the the arena or whatever it's called. What is it called? Battle Royale. Before Battle Royale came out, I played Fortnite, and I liked it. I liked the single player game a lot. It was just repetitive. I played it for about a week and then I stopped because it was just, you were just basically repeating content over and over again. They didn't have enough content, new content to keep you going. But the building tools in Fortnite, right? I hope I still have.
All right, I'm inside my. It's kind of a castle.
This video is from 2017. This was me building a really bizarre space castle, or I don't know what you want to call it, in Fortnite, right? I don't even think my res was that high. Was it? Oh, we're at 1080. Check this out. Check out the structures I used to build in Fortnite.
On the front
And it was
here,
fun.
Goes up above into what I like to say it looks kind of almost like a spaceship.
Look at the size of that
As you
building
can see,
I built.
It's just absolutely massive. I've never been to anybody's base who has built this high up into the air. I love it. I think it's pretty cool. I built this little house out here as well. As you run around, you can see this is another little shack kind of that I built. If you want to come out here and jump into this and defend this point, which I haven't had to defend yet in the game, you can go in here and you can defend from here very easily. You can also run up top of the building here, so you can quickly jump over and get into my main building. I'm going to take a little tour before I start deleting a lot of this, which is kind of, you got to crush it manually by hand by hitting it like this, so it takes time. Anyway, so here's the inside of my fort. I've built walls very high. I've built walkways, wooden walkways.
Look at the walkways I constructed, dude. Look at the wooden walkways I constructed all along the side. So I created different levels for my castle base. And every level you can go up to the other level with all these different walkways, and everyone has doors that you can go out onto balconies. Dude, it was so fun. I had so much fun building this. Now, the hard part about building this in the original Fortnite, before Battle Royale ever existed, is that you had to go out into these little kind of defense missions and then inside of those defense missions, you had to gather, items, like you would gather materials. Like all the ore and stuff I needed to build these walls, I couldn't store it all. You can't store it all in your base at once because I didn't have enough room. So I'd store up enough ore maybe to do like one wall of, one level of this wall here. So that's one level. And so I'd have to go out and get more materials. So I might have to go out and get materials for 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections of this wall. So that's 4 or 5 or maybe even 10 different individual missions. That was just that one side, not all the sides and all the stuff that I had.
Kind of like a traditional old fort when they built their walkway, they built their big stone brick walls. They didn't build stone walkways. I mean, that was kind of a waste of effort and resources. They just built very simple wooden walkways to get up to the top of the towers and the walls to defend from. So I kind of did the same type of methodology here. You can see all these walkways that go around my walls. When I started building this castle, I didn't expect it to be this tall. What had really happened was, let me show you, that when I created this wall right here, this piece that slants, let me see how, that's actually really just one piece of section of wall, but it really was much bigger than I thought it would be, and once I went that far out,
Brings back memories of building this thing.
I had to put another wall on top of it, and even though this is just one wall, it ends up being a much higher up than I was really planning for. So let's go out the back door here, and you can see the back of my base. You can see there's this is the home area in Fortnite. It's quite large. So here's the back. I haven't bothered upgrading the resources on the stone here because it just takes so incredibly
Takes a long time to get the resources.
to make one wall.
Wait, one wall.
To the max, just like this right here above me.
60 stone.
This section is the max stone, so we're talking 60 brick. I can only carry 1,000 at a time, so it's really
Wow. I can only carry 1,000 brick at a time.
about 15 hours of grinding the resources to construct this big ass wall. I also, as you can see, here's the other side.
So here's these little balconies that I created off my wall. So if you want so like when you had, it was really cool when you had Fortnite and the people would attack your base, they had to get through all your different layers and get into your base in the middle and destroy it. So with this type of like construction, I mean, I could defend from any wall. until they got through it, and then I would just move into the next wall. But I loved
I love it. I think it looks cool.
creating different layers of
I
defense.
think but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
I
tear
I
where
hope
the walls
I
start
hope
to
I
curve out.
go
From there on up.
I hope I go out to the other side here to my left because there's a wall that I built here. Let's see if I do. Yeah, I do. Check this out. So I built this outer wall, right? Which is really cool. So what would happen is the mobs would come up this track and they would stack right along this wall here, and they would try to break through this wall to get to my base, and I would just stand right here in this corner with that rifle that could shoot through more than one person at once, and I would just take them down. I'd have like 50 enemy mobs trying to break through this wall, and I'd just be shooting them with this high powered rifle.
People build tons and tons of traps, which of course at higher levels, one bullet shot.
Yeah, here's where I would
Shot
sit there with a bullet and just shoot through. And
You run up here. It's more for just to defend.
this is more towards the middle.
Realism. I kind of throw these beams.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of throw these ground. It doesn't force you to support anything else.
Yeah, check this out. So I'm talking about when you build these roofs here that are above my head. Like, you don't have to put these columns, like the column that's in front of me. You don't have to put these here because you don't need supports for any kind of walkways in Fortnite. They just they stay there. But I actually put these beams here just to make it look more realistic, to make it look like it really needed supports. I did it on purpose.
I've tried to put beams in here to make it look realistic. The game doesn't force you to, once you've got a floor attached to one structure that goes down to the ground, it doesn't force you to support anything else. I mean, you could make this huge walkway all the way out to the other side of the map, which isn't realistic. I mean, it couldn't support itself. So just for visual aspect, for realism, I kind of throw these beams around just to make it look like this stuff is really built to stand and actually has structure. That's the way I've built it. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I've just been having fun with it. Like I said, this structure is not a lot of work, and it would be an interesting building to have. I want to make sure they'll these structures.
Anyways, yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Like I said in the video here, I spent probably 15 or 20 hours just trying to build, just playing the game nonstop, 15, 20 hours straight, just trying to build this thing up.
右键点击装备图标，就穿上新装备啦。
Yeah, this character's okay. I still think the spell sword is my favorite so far. Definitely did not like the Spearmaster. Yeah, don't like it. I don't like this character. So let me show you the spell sword, which I got a great name for the spell sword. I got Cell Sword. This is very Asian inspired. A Cell Sword is someone who they sell their sword for hire. They're a sword for hire. Hey, what's up, Cerulean? I don't like it, Cerulean. That's what I'm kind of talking about. I don't really like this game that much. I don't think. I mean, it's just like. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It's like there's nothing horribly wrong with this game, but there's nothing really good in this game. It's like the combat's just average at best. The graphics, where a lot of people comment that the graphics are like fantastic and amazing, I think they're just good. I would say the graphics are good. I would not say they're amazing. I've seen a lot of these. I've played a lot of these Asian style MMOs like this, and I actually liked Alion's graphics better than this, to be honest. I will say the water has a nice reflectivity to it. Pretty good. Looks a lot like Alion's water. The graphics are a little too busy. There's a lot of shit going on, all these sparkles, and I don't know. It's Yeah, I gotta get some sort of water purifier. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, it's got a spell sword in it. And it is. Check it out. It is a spell sword. Here, let me show you what it looks like. Well, here, let me get this quest done. The spell sword so far is my favorite character. I first played the Bard. I played the Bard for about 4 hours, and the Bard, I just... Like, the Bard, Cerulean, the Bard is your animation locked. So, like, when you're casting combat spells as a Bard, you can't move, which is just annoying. And then when you go to your... when you respec into the healing roll, you can't use the action cam, so you have to use, like, World of Warcraft. You know, it's like a tab targeting system. And it's just... And you can't... There's hardly any damage. Like, if you're healing in this game, you're doing very little damage. Very little damage. You're pretty much just healing. Alright, so the spell sword, like, looks like this. Here, let me try it again. There's a combo that I like to do. It's just hard to... It's not always easy. I haven't played this class in a couple hours. Hold on 1 second. There. That wasn't quite it. I was doing this combo earlier, like every time, and now I'm screwing it up. I'll get it down, but let me get these quests done first. But yeah, I've played the Bard, the Spell Sword, the Berserker, and the Spear Master. I think that's it. And so far, I like the Spell Sword is my favorite so far. Make you guys watch these long ass cinematics. There's tons and tons of cutscenes and there's tons of dialogue. So I've already gone through a lot of this already once, and now I'm just, escaping through it all just to this is a beta, so it's only going to be up for a few days. So I'm trying to progress. Anyway, so here's the spell sword. There you go. That's kind of almost the combo. I think it works better when I'm actually hitting somebody because it's not working quite right. I just hit level... Well, I guess it's just Lotus Terrace, but I thought I leveled up there. I'm currently level 6. And let's go ahead and select this. Okay, upgraded weapon. Like I said, there's a lot of dialogue on these quests, man. What am I supposed to do? Certain items are required. Oh. Oh, they want me to meditate. They want me to meditate. My control A ability here. Okay, so I meditated. It's all about not letting this shadow, the bad shadow magic corrupt me, and meditate to get rid of the corruption. I'm still not getting the combo right. Still not getting my combo right. Let's see. Yeah, Shadow Magic is good. It should be left, left, right, right. Okay, so if you watch, when you watch my buttons down here, you see 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3. That's the combo I'm trying to pull off, and I'm not doing it right. So it's going to be, but 2 and 3 are key bound to my left and right mouse click. It'll automatically start you off with 2 skills, and those 2 skills, it always throws down in your action bar, but they're always key bound to left and right, right? So left, left, right, right, 4, right. That's it, right there. That's the combo. See that what I did right there? This is a very good combo that will take down most creatures that are like, you know, not very powerful creatures. So it's left, left, right, right. There, right there. That's the combo. So it's basically 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3. And that combo does really good damage. So that guy actually survived through that combo. Pretty impressive.
鼠标左键点击界面，可以查看这个委托的详细信息哦。
But it's very repetitive. I mean, you can just see I'm doing the exact same thing, Cerulean, over and over and over again. Super, like, repetitive. And not, like, no challenge, no difficulty, no real skill required, you know what I mean? So, that's why this game so far to me is just not very good. Now, if this game had come out 10 years ago, you know, I mean, I think that one of the things with us WoW, WoW players, with us MMO players, is we've matured. We've gotten tired of the MMOs the way they are, and we desire MMOs to be better. And that's tough for these game companies to come out with a game that's as good and polished as we want them to be. But that's that's just the nature of the beast. As technology gets better and times move on, people want to see something that's better. Trying to just fly through this intro storyline that takes you through about the first, I don't know, 12 levels, and then the game opens up a little bit after that. Which combo is he trying to teach me? Well, he's actually getting me to do a skill that I don't even think I have on my bar. So let's try this again. Oh, it's the second one, yeah. And then okay, yeah, yeah. They'll have skills that'll change. The icon will change. So like when I do my right click or number 3 here, notice how the icon will change into this different icon. And that's what he was trying to get me to do. Was just basically the same key over and over. We need to be able to turn this crap off. I hate this. Like this little thing here, I wish we could turn that off. It's so annoying. I don't know. I can't find it. The hell? Weird. Oh yeah, dude, it's so linear. Like in the beginning, like up till you get to like level 12, it's super linear, and that's why I'm trying to fly through this stuff as fast as possible. Because then after that, after you fly through the first like I think like level, like 12 levels, Do I need to do this? But once you get through like the first 12 levels and kind of finish the main kind of story quest that they have you go
让我
through,
们来了解
then
一
it
下
opens up a
基础
little
招式
bit.
的作用吧。随着时间自动回复，也可通过施展第3段玄真剑来快速回复。通过消耗真气，可以施展核心招式玄凝剑。
Not sure what it wants me to do. Recharge 5 stacks. Okay. So this A skill charges these
玲珑
swords.
机可以通过长按按键进行
We
蓄
can
力。
charge Cloud Dragon type by
玲珑
holding
机
down
蓄
the
力时
button.
会消耗剑意，消耗的剑意越多，伤害越高。因此，尽量在自己拥有5格剑意的时候释放此招吧。看来你很有天赋呢。平时的战斗中也别忘了多多灵活运用，温故而知新哦。
Yeah, it's not good, Cyril. It's not a good game. I mean, I think you have to really get past. You really have to get past the first 12 levels, and I've done that once. To really see, you know, like. And it forces you to go through this training, which is kind of annoying. Some of the problem with MMOs nowadays is they just don't let players figure stuff out on their own. They kind of force feed it to you, and they don't give you the option to just say, you know what, I'll figure it out on my own, and just skip all that crap, you know? Little Harry Potter riding around on my broomstick. It's a sword, but it looks like we're all riding around on broomsticks. Just shows you how desperate I am for a new MMO that I actually would spend the time to run through this. Because in my opinion, this game is pretty bad. Talk to this guy. Talk to that guy. Okay, now go back and talk to this guy again. Go to the map. Click this to teleport to this area. Level 8. Now we're getting a little bit closer towards the end of the... We're getting closer because now we see this guy.
瓦拉西。
Repetitive clicking. Really boring combat. Really boring combat. It's like you know what the skill, you know what the rotations can be, and you just are repeating them over and over again. And it's like you don't even care that there's a monster standing in front of you because he does so little damage to you. Like I'm standing, right in front of this mob, and it's like I don't even care.
云哥，你。
Wow, I took like a whole 20 health damage. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm done. This game, I'm seriously, this game sucks. It's like, there's no... The combat system is so bad. Yeah. I mean, Justice on... As far as Chinese ones go, Justice Online is much better than this game. And I would even say Alion's better than this. At least from a combat point of view. So the character I got to the highest level is this one. Let's see what level she is. This was my Bard. Yeah, this game's a huge disappointment. I actually thought this game was going to be good. I actually thought this game, based on all the reviews that people were giving it. Yeah, you can see right now I can't go into action mode. I'm purely healer mode right now. Then here you're seeing the very boring. There's very little particle effects on the heal. I mean, look, there's just a little bit of green here. So the spell casting for the healing is really underwhelming in my point, and those numbers are really tiny as well. So if you look at this character, so level 13. So basically, yeah, you'll get through the main story quests and stuff by the time you hit like level 12. But yeah, what a disappointment this game is. Well, there's a shop. And you can actually buy stuff in the shop. If you buy stuff in the shop with real money, what they'll do is they'll give you a 30% additional, they'll give you 30% bonus on top of that. And when the game comes out launch, you'll get that. So like if I buy like 3,000 credits right now, I'll get another like 300. Not right now, but I'll get it when the game launches. They'll give me 3,300 credits. So anything money you spend now on credits, you'll get those credits plus 30% more when the game actually comes out. But the game kind of sucks, so what's the point? Wow, so disappointed with that game. I never thought I would dislike it that much.
Issue with zones being segregated from one another because it helps keep the load times down on your computer, but at the same time that might be attributing to the FPS issues that this game is experiencing. Now maybe by segregating off the world the game might run a lot better, so this might be something that they ultimately end up looking into, depending on whether or not they can iron out these FPS issues or not. The combat, it looked like, I'm not gonna say the combat looked great,
Yeah,
because it really didn't look anything groundbreaking, but I guess I should have prefaced this by stating that this is going to be
25, 30-ish hours depending on how you play, and that's pretty middle. Can't tell, it's a game very much derivative of Breath of the Wild, but with its own cool little world, sense of humor, fairly different character progression, more RPG style, and just a Ubisoft game with less bloat and more focus on raw fun factor. It's got multiple difficulty modes. It'll probably take you around 25, 30-ish hours depending on how you play, and that's pretty middle of the road. And yeah, I was just genuinely surprised with how much fun I've been having with this game. I'll eat my words, I really didn't expect much from this one, but the story, the setup, the Greek mythology, exploring the world itself made me smile, and the character progression and light RPG systems just kept me hooked. A couple annoying things here and there like puzzles and some whack stuff, but overall pretty damn solid, man. If you hate Ubisoft, you still might not care, or maybe you just hate Breath of the Wild gameplay, you might not care, but I think this one might squeak by and be massively underrated. It's a busy holiday season. I'm with you, but we got another one here, people. We got another good one, so add it to the backlog if you got one. And obviously, I would definitely recommend it for people who loved Breath of the Wild. If you scoured that game top to bottom and beat the hell out of it, and you're just kind of itching for more like an addict, I think this will definitely satisfy that craving. But I'd also say, for fans of more...
Normally, we would announce the expansion, show the logo, and then later, much later, we would show you the intro cinematic. This year is a little bit different. Now, before we roll this piece, I want to tell you that a lot of love has gone into everything that you're about to see. So, on behalf of the thousands of people that work on World of Warcraft around the world, it is our great honor to share with you the intro cinematic for Battle for Athens.
people were so hyped for Battle for Azeroth because the previous expansions were so bad. Every time Blizzard comes out with an expansion, they people get excited. But I think what really got people excited about Battle for Azeroth was it kind of felt like it was harkening back to the original game. It was Battle for Azeroth. It was orcs versus humans. That was, World of Warcraft was just what the name of the game is. World of Warcraft. It's a world at war. Battle for Azeroth. Well, Azeroth's the world. Battle for it is the war. So it's basically the same thing. So I think when Battle for Azeroth came out, people were really it kind of struck a nerve as far as everybody's like, well, man, let's just get back to, orcs versus humans, the Horde versus the Alliance, and I think people got really excited. I know I did. And then this cinematic came out, and this is without a doubt one of the best cinematics, if not the best cinematic for WoW they ever did, in my opinion. This is a really good cinematic, and so I always like watching this sometimes. I wish I could have been at BlizzCon, but I mean, just it looks like a really cool screens that they had up and a lot of people, and the reaction here is actually really pretty good.
Ours is a cycle of hatred. Alliances forged and broken. We have paid the price for sharing this world. And we have forgotten what makes us strong.
I think that was like one of the best reactions that any of their cinematics ever got. And it was because people were so desperately wanting World of Warcraft to return back to the game that it used to be, the game that people love, which was basically just the two factions going against each other, and Blizzard has really lost their way, unfortunately. And they keep trying to top themselves, and they need to realize they don't need to make the game more complicated. They don't need to add more systems. What they need to do is strip it down, get back to the core of what the game was, which is just faction versus faction with very basic, simplistic systems, but make it so that there's a lot of variety and customization for character builds. One of the things that's really cool about vanilla World of Warcraft is there actually was a lot of variety to the character builds. Same thing with Burning Crusade. And a lot of that kind of got lost down the path. In fact, they started streamlining builds to the point where it was your builds were stupid. It's like, oh, every 15 levels you pick one talent. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, I'm going to stop this stream because this stream was originally Swords of Legends, but what a terrible shit show. I'm sorry, Swords of Legends Online is not a very good game. And I feel sorry saying that because I've watched quite a few videos of people talking about it and people that actually liked the game, but apparently it's not for me. Maybe it's for somebody else, but it certainly isn't a game that I enjoy. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.